small towel was gently used to dry the other person's hair until it was just slightly damp. Then, she helped blow-dry it, returning the favor from when the other girl had done it for her before. But this time, as the owner of the bedroom, it was her turn to do it. "Smells so fresh," Mevika murmured, pressing her nose lightly against Awarin's jaw after drying her hair completely. Now, Awarin was dressed in a simple white t-shirt and comfy shorts, clothes Mevika had chosen for her to wear at home. Awarin had said she wasn't going home yet and wanted to stay with her a little longer. So Mevika had sent a message to her dad, letting him know they'd be coming down for breakfast a bit late. Normally, on holidays, her parents had breakfast together at 9 a.m., but today, they were willing to wait so they could eat with them. "Soap you use smells really nice. I thought hotel soap smelled great, but yours is even better. Next time, maybe you should help choose new scents for the soap and shampoo at Oriana for our guests." "What? Daughter-in-law?" Mevika chuckled and walked away. Awarin smiled at her words before following and gently grabbing her hand. "So you're really saying you want to be Oriana's daughter-in-law? Well, I don't know. Come here." Awarin pulled Mevika to the edge of the bed and pressed down on her shoulders, making her sit. Then she knelt in front of her. "I was planning to say this after the auction, but I don't want to wait anymore. I think we're more ready now than ever. Our parents, they already seem to know how close we are. They know even more than that. What are you going to do about it?" Mevika smiled teasingly, waiting for Awarin to speak. If she didn't, Mevika was ready to say it herself. "Let's be together." Awarin gently took Mevika's hand and kissed it softly with love before continuing. "Be my girlfriend. I want to be serious with you. You're the person I truly want to commit to. I don't want our relationship to be a secret anymore." "I don't want to hide it either. I want to be open about us," Mevika admitted. "And now nothing is difficult anymore. The only thing left is for me to answer you." Awarin smiled. "So, what's your answer?" Mevika laughed. "Honestly, sometimes I feel like we've already been together for a while." She squeezed Awarin's hand. "But if not, then let's make it official from now on. I want to be with you. I like you." She placed her hand over Awarin's and held it tightly before lifting it to kiss softly. "Like you." Awarin wanted to confess her feelings too. She leaned in and placed a soft kiss on Mevika's lips, then pulled back, closed her eyes, and kissed her again, this time more gently, more meaningfully. When she looked at Mevika again, her eyes were filled with warmth. "Love you. I love you too." It wasn't just a response, it was a feeling she truly wanted to express. The moment Awarin said those words, Mevika wanted her to know that she felt the same. If Awarin spoke with such deep affection, she wanted her to understand that her feelings were just as strong. "Love you, Ai. I love you, Maple." Awarin closed her eyes with a soft smile, tilting her head slightly in anticipation of another kiss. Mevika leaned down, closing the space between them. Their lips met perfectly, melting into a kiss that was tender, sweet, and filled with more meaning than ever before. Because this kiss marked the beginning of something new, something clear and undeniable between them. Fingers intertwined, they walked down the stairs together. Both were dressed in comfortable home clothes, embracing the slow, easy morning of a holiday. Awarin blended into the home so naturally that it felt like she had always been there. But as they neared the bottom of the stairs, she felt a slight nervousness creep in. She was about to face Mevika's parents with their hands still firmly held together. Mevika's parents were standing right there, and now that Awarin was fully aware and clear-headed, she realized what she was about to face, the parents of the woman who was now officially her girlfriend. She hoped with all her heart that they would like her and accept her. "Mom," Mevika greeted her mother, who was standing near the staircase. Her mother turned around at the sound of her voice. "Oh, May, you're both up. I was just about to wait for you at the dining table." "Morning, Mom. Or how should I address you?" Awarin asked politely, feeling a little nervous. "Just call me whatever you feel comfortable with, it's fine." Munthada smiled warmly. "Come on, let's have breakfast. I'm starving. Are you too hungry?" "I am, Mom." Mevika glanced at Awarin, giving her a reassuring smile. There was nothing to worry about. Her mother was acting completely normal, and she was sure her father understood everything as well. "Come on." She gently pulled Awarin's hand, leading her toward the dining table where her father was sitting at the head of the table, scrolling through his phone. "Dad!" Mevika called out. Her father looked up and smiled. "Good morning, sir." Awarin greeted him with a polite smile. "We've only met at work before." "This is the first time we're meeting like this," Nutacorn said in a friendly tone. "Yes, Mr. Nutacorn, and thank you so much for helping me." She respectfully raised her hands in a Y. "It's nothing. It was lucky that I was with Maple at the time. She was so worried about you. She was really afraid something would happen to you." Good thing we got there in time. Then he added, "Oh, by the way, I already called your father last night to let him know what happened. I told him you were safe and staying here." He sent people to check on Villa Knight, and I arranged for my team to handle the police report and gather evidence at the karaoke bar. Your father also sent his own team to join in. You might need to go give a statement to the police and get a medical checkup this morning. That guy drugged your drink, right? Getting examined will help strengthen the case against him. Thank you so much, Mr. Nuttacorn. You've really helped me a lot, Awarin said sincerely, feeling grateful for everything he had done. No need to call me Mr. Nuttacorn. You can call me Dad or Uncle, whatever feels comfortable for you. All right, Uncle. Awarin smiled politely. You can just call him Dad, Mevika teased with a grin. She guided Awarin to sit beside her at the dining table and placed their hands together on the table for the elders to see. Then she spoke clearly, looking directly at her parents. I have something to tell you both. Now that Awarin is here with me, I want to make it clear. Go ahead, Nuttacorn said casually, as if he already had an idea of what was coming. He gestured for her to continue while his wife, Munthada, sat down at the table across from their daughter. Awarin and I are dating, Mevika stated firmly, squeezing Awarin's hand gently. We're a couple. So it really is Awarin, her father said with a knowing smile. Honestly, I already figured it out last night, or maybe even before that, when you told me you liked women. And with all the news about you and AI being paired together, I had my suspicions. Your mom and I even talked about it. Yes, Munthada added. We talked and decided that if you and Awarin wanted to be together, it wouldn't be a problem. Even though you're competing in business, it's not forever. The auction will be over soon. If this is what makes you happy, then there must be a reason why you chose to be with Awarin. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, Mevika said gratefully, smiling at both of them. She hadn't expected things to go this smoothly, but everything had fallen into place. Her father had often brought up the topic of her future partner, and little by little she had given him hints about her feelings. Now, seeing their acceptance made her incredibly happy. Awarin has been so good to me, Mevika continued. Even with the auction, she's been giving me advice and guidance. I don't have as much experience as she does, and she's helped me a lot. You're already capable, Awarin interjected. I just shared some extra information to help. I can't believe it. You two were supposed to be rivals, but somehow you ended up getting close instead. Nuttacorn chuckled. Then he sighed lightly and admitted, I used to wonder how two people of the same gender could fall in love. But now, I don't really care. I can see that you and Awarin truly care for each other. I've always told you that I want you to be with someone who makes me feel at ease. If she's someone who supports you and helps you grow, then, even though Oriana and... His words trailed off, leaving the conversation open for what was to come next. Superior and Oriana aren't really competitors. It just depends on who wins the duty-free concession. No matter how much I want you to win this bid, May, we'll have to accept the results fair. Awarin has helped me so much, Dad. Honestly, she wants me to win more than she wants to win herself, Mevika said with a smile. Letting go of the competition for love, Nuttacorn laughed. That won't do. Business is business, May. Don't think like that. I'm not giving up, Dad. I'm fighting, Mevika assured him. I also want to support Awarin's intentions. Said that Great and Grow is cheating to win. That's why she wants to step in and stop their plan. I can help, I will, Awarin added. And if Great and Grow loses, maybe there's a chance for us to join hands. If we're lucky, we can both win, she smiled. So they're cheating. That ration guy looks like we'll need the media on this. Your father won't let this slide, Nuttacorn said seriously. Has he contacted you yet? Not yet. He told me he understood that I was overwhelmed and needed time to rest. He asked you to look after me while he handles other matters. Mom texted to check on me, Awarin added. I already replied that I'm doing fine and that I'll stay here with Maple for now. They already knew about you and Maple. They don't seem surprised. They only found out recently, Awarin admitted. Honestly, it wasn't exactly a great conversation. My dad made a deal. He said if I could beat Superior, he'd let me openly date women. You're clearly not following that deal, Nuttacorn noted. I just told him I had information on Superior so he'd think I was doing what he wanted. But I didn't actually do anything. I'd rather help Maple, Awarin said calmly. If I meet your father, we'll need to have a serious talk, Nuttacorn said firmly. I hope he's changed his mindset by now. I hope so too, Awarin said with a small smile. He did leave me in your care after all. She turned to Mevika, who was smiling beside her, and squeezed her hand. Let's eat first. There might be things we need to deal with this morning. Nutacorn told everyone at the dining table as the housekeeper finished serving all the food while they were talking. Later in the morning, Nutacorn took Awarin to give her statement to the police. The police had contacted them after he sent his men to check on Villa Knight last night and had the drinks ration ordered tested. The glass Awarin threw away was the one ration drank from, while the one left on the table was hers. The test confirmed that a sedative had been added to the drinks. Fortunately, Awarin only took a small sip, so she didn't ingest much of the drug. However, there were still traces of it in her system when she was tested at the hospital, which became solid evidence. There was also a video taken by the staff at Villa Knight when they opened the door and saw her struggling to escape from ration in the karaoke room. When they returned to Mevika's house, they saw that her car was parked outside. Nutacorn had his men bring it back from Villa Knight, where it had been left since last night. He was also incredibly considerate toward her, even agreeing to talk to her father to help resolve the situation without holding on to any grudges from their past business rivalry. Around noon, her father requested to visit the house to see her. "Thank you for letting me visit. I won't take up much of your time. I just wanted to check if Awarin is okay," Athiwit said to Nutacorn. He seemed friendly today, with no sign of hostility. "I'll also coordinate with the police. Even if that bastard has political connections, I won't let him get away with this easily. Oriana is a big company. Connections can only help so much. We can take full legal action against him," Nutacorn said. "At the very least, his reputation will be ruined, and he should be disqualified from the bidding process. If he wins, I won't stand for it. Looks like social media is already working on that. His reputation is as good as gone. Now, we'll have to see how Great and Grow responds." "I've been trying to reach," Nutacorn laughing. "I went to talk to Ration's father this morning since their products are sold in my mall. I wanted to see his reaction when he found out about the trouble his son caused. I heard that Ratchafong, Ration's father, hasn't made any public appearances. He's probably avoiding the media. I'm also waiting to see how he responds." "I'm waiting too. Have you heard the news about Greater? On Monday, they'll reveal the returns and announce the results." They finished scoring yesterday, but after this issue reached the board members and social media started questioning the qualifications, they decided to closely monitor the situation. They even scheduled an emergency meeting for tomorrow. "You sure get information fast. That's what I'd expect from a major businessman." Nutacorn smiled. "Oriana specializes in fast information. That's our strength. But in other areas, I'm not sure if we're better than Superior. You're our toughest competitor, I'll admit that. And honestly, I'm always looking for ways to beat you. Let's see if Oriana can beat Superior," Nutacorn chuckled. "Be watching, unless Royce swoops in and takes the win. If that happens, I might as well let Oriana win, or if we're lucky, we might even join forces." Athiwit laughing. "I wouldn't mind joining hands with Superior," as Athiwit paused for a moment. "See you as a good ally. Winning has become a secondary concern for me now. No matter what happens, I just want Great and Grow to be disqualified. But the most important thing I want to say right now is, thank you for saving my daughter. Business is important to me, but my daughter is more important." He turned to Awarin, who was sitting next to Mevika, listening to the conversation. Their mothers were sitting together on another sofa nearby. "I should get going now. I still have to deal with Ration." He looked at Awarin and smiled. "I'd like to talk to my daughter for a bit." Then he nodded to both his daughter and wife. "Awarin, let's talk for a moment. You can stay here with Maple if you want. I won't take long," replied to her father. She glanced at Mevika before getting up and following her parents outside. Her father led her to a small grassy area, a quiet spot where they could talk comfortably. "I'm so relieved that they were able to help you, Awarin. I never thought you'd have to go through something like this. But I won't ask too many questions. I don't want to make you feel worse. Just know that if you ever want to talk about anything, your mother and I are always here to listen. Dad, are you really okay with me making my own choices now? Even after what happened, I don't hate men or generalize them, but I don't want to be in a relationship with one. I feel more comfortable being with a woman, and I don't want to have a family either. You don't have to worry about heirs. There are so many ways to make sure Oriana is taken care of properly. Having an heir was never my main reason for wanting you to get married. It was just something that came with it. Your younger brother already told me he'd take on the role because he knows his big sister doesn't want to get married. But I won't force you either. As long as you both can work at Oriana comfortably and show your talents like you always have, I'll be happy." "You serious?" "I want to win the bid. That's something I've been serious about. But right now, I realize that we already have Oriana, and even if we don't win, it's still the best. Because I have a daughter who runs the business brilliantly. I've never built this company by cheating anyone. I might use strategy, but I've never needed to fight anyone for it. We grew on our own. The bidding process just made me competitive for a while. Now, I don't mind if we don't win, it's really okay. He shrugged. And what if we do win? Awen asked with a teasing smile. Then of course I'll take it. Athiwit answered quickly, laughing loudly. If we win, I'll make sure to give you all the credit for your brilliance. But win or lose, I won't use it as a condition to control your choices. You can be with whoever you want. Maple is a lovely girl. I still don't know how you managed to win her over. My daughter just has to be great at everything, huh? Even when it comes to charming the person she likes. Both like each other, and I guess I have some good qualities too, just like Maple does. That's why I'm interested in her. That's great. Then follow your heart, Awen. Nutacorn doesn't seem to have any problem with you and his daughter being together, so of course I support you too. As for your mother, he turned to look at his wife, who had been listening. Always given our daughter complete freedom, Hadarat said to her husband and Awen. She's done so much for us. I've never stopped her from doing what she wants. Just take good care of each other, okay, Awen? Maple is a lovely girl and really capable too. She made it in time to help you. I have no doubt that you two will look after each other. I trust that Awen can take care of Maple, and Maple will take good care of Awen as well. And bring Maple over to the house sometimes, okay? Don't just stay at the hotel all the time. Oh, Mom, it's just more convenient for work. But okay, I'll bring Maple to visit often, and thank you for understanding me. She stepped forward and hugged her mother, who immediately wrapped her arms around her in return. Then she turned to look at her father, who was watching them. He hesitated for a moment, but in the end, she opened her arms to him too. Come here, Dad. Athiwit smiled at his wife and daughter before stepping in to join the hug. Their family had always been warm and supportive in many ways, though there had been moments of tension and disagreement. But now, Athiwit had let all of that go. And in doing so, he realized that this choice, the choice to fully accept and support his daughter, made him happier than anything else.